Right, finally, here we go. Right, so I'm gonna try and do this in a one shot because I have like a 5 hour video that I have to edit stuff out of, and I have a shorter video that I have to edit vocals into, and yeah, so I'm gonna try and do this in kind of a one shot here. Just gonna chat about some random things that I see here, like that looks like a bird. But there's a lot going on in this particular area of Canada. I found it while I was researching kind of like the star trails, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. Just like the path the stars show over the surface of the earth, I guess. So I was following an old North Star, and I think it might have been Fubin, Deneb, not Deneb, but Fubin maybe. I don't know, I'll have to go back and figure it out. Oh, there's a fish. Fish, fish. Lots of fish. So anyways, this area here I found by coming up this way from where I live. I live in Minnesota. So I just kind of was following the North Star Trail kind of up here. I think maybe even towards the magnetic. I think I was following it back to magnetic north. Just kind of seeing what would be on the landscape. And so here, this to me looked like a dragon, and it looks like it's got chains that maybe were broken over it, and there's this really cool tail. I know it's in one of these tabs, and I'm sorry I have like a zillion tabs open, but that's what happens when you research like a bazillion things at once. So there is this tale about, it's Chinese, and it's about the dragons and making rivers. Alright, let's see. Should be right about here. Oh, ha! Ta-da! Alright, the Great River Dragons, a Chinese folk tale. So I could read this all. I'm not going to read it all. But just kind of the long and short of it is, I'll put the link in the comments if you want to go read it. But it talks about the dragons being trapped by mountains, and this is a dragon, and if you look here, he sure does have a mountainous region over his neck. So, I don't know if the water is reinforcement on the chains or the binding, but according to the tale, this is proof of the dragons fighting back, like they will never be stopped from assisting humans to get the nutrients or water or whatever that they need. Interesting, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-pointed thingy. That's neat. I hadn't counted that before. Okay, so anyways, I mean, even when you get close up, this looks like a beautifully drawn dragon to me. Like, it could be Eastern, it could be Western, because, often it's the body that they change, and not the head. Makes me think of Egypt, where they changed the head and not the body. But anyways, so here, there's several things going on. I mean, it looks to me like this dragon was possibly wounded, or this is another part of the whatever. I mean, looking at this as a mythological tale or whatever, whatever the Earth is painting here, this shit's pretty rad or cool or whatever. Okay, so he has this mark across his nose here, and then I'm following up, and there's a very interesting thing about this spot as well, which is why I'm using Alltrails and not Google Earth. Because if you go to Google Earth, and please forgive all of my little thingies, if you go to Google Earth and you zoom in on this area, there happens to be a thing blotting out part of the most intricately drawn part of nature that is here. Well, maybe I shouldn't say intricately, but it's definitely, I mean, that's looks like a female face to me. Could be wrong, but, and this sure looks like a guy's face. So if you go over here, this is right in front of the eyes of the dragon, by the way. So, and it's in like, almost like in a high mind state. Like the woman's foot is by where the dragon closed its eyes, essentially. And then it's like the dragon dreamed us or something like that. Or dreamed this particular thing. So he shut his eyes and he dreamed, and then there's this lady, and you can see sort of this other figure here. Looks masculine to me. It looks like she has her hand around his neck. Looks like she's sitting on his lap. It looks like he has his arms underneath her. I don't know if she's straddling him or if she's like, yeah, probably straddling him just by the look of, you know, the facing. It might be a breast or whatever. So, you never know. I mean, there's also lots of interesting little stuff in here, too. Another face. I don't know what that is. Interesting. So anyways, so then I'm like, well, okay, first of all, where's the pineal in the brain? Looking at the guy. Oh, I should digress for just a minute because I didn't get this far just yet. No, we'll go there because I'm here. Okay, so I'm thinking, where's the pineal? So I looked up a bunch of stuff, and I don't remember exactly where it is, but it's somewhere around there. And there's this neat little path that goes up here into this, what looks like an acorn shape. Could be like the high mind or whatever. Higher self, I don't know, the connection to the universe, I don't know. There's so many different terms, and better to, I guess, not give it a term, but so this interesting little shape, maybe like a seed. So anyhow, and then I don't remember what this was representing. But anyways, there was a lot here corresponding with the actual physical things inside the brain, or inside the skull. And let's see, and here you see his nose also has a mark over it. Her nose has a mark over it. So here, then you come up here, and I mean, clearly she's looking out over here. Appears to not be stressed by this man holding her. She appears to be gripping him. So here she's looking out over him, smelling him. Like you can see, zoom in. Like, I don't think that's his hair. I think that's like the essence, the smell going into her nose. There's a whole thing about all that back there too. There's quick here, you see this 3-fingered thing here. And there's this acorn shape here. It's like that was maybe forgotten knowledge. Like you have your seed growing, and there's one root that grows this way and one root that goes that way. And your thought seed, sometimes you forget a thing, so perhaps that's where that's gone. But it's interesting that there's like this 3-handed or 3-fingered hand here. I mean, there could be 2 more fingers here doing like a hand sign for whatever, rock on, or something like that. I don't know. But then at the fingertip here, in a Pythagorean triangle with a cube, by the way, all very interesting to me, is this little, probably iron-rich water, I'm guessing. I don't know. Interesting. And then the other one's try. So that's cool. Also another sort of connection to things. But anyway, so she's staring out. And what is the first thing in her line of sight? But, I mean, that looks like a horse to me. Here's its nose. And in the area, this would have been the type of horse, too. It looks very kind of thick in the neck, has an extra kind of furry mane. I don't know, that it looks like they have 2 marks across their nose. I'm not quite sure what this is. I don't know. Like, is that the reins? I mean, it doesn't. Maybe it had a bridle on. I don't know. Also, did nature create this, or was there like a culture that lived here? Which, by the way, one of the other things in her line of sight here is this, what looks like a native to the region person. So that's really interesting. It looks like they have maybe a spider or something. I don't know what that would be. Could be like something they're just holding over their shoulder. I don't know, but here right in front of them, this is a dog, also a kind of dog that would have been in the area, very fluffy, like a Tibetan Mastiff, or a Chow Chow, or I think there's like a, not necessarily the Eskimo dog itself, but there's another dog from this region in maybe like China, Tibet area that looks like this. Okay, so, I see all this, and then I get up to here, and I'm like, well, let's just start kind of digging in. There's some neat landscape here, and I love being out in areas like this. I don't get the chance very often, but, I mean, I've never been out of the United States, but, I mean, I live in an area that has some of this similar kind of landscape. But anyways, there's this cool thing that looks like one of them keyhole things in Asia. I think they're in Asia. Where they have, I don't know what they'd have here, but I know that there was some whole design to it, and there are 2 separate land masses, usually, and a moat or something sometimes. Sure kind of looks like that there to me, which I thought was interesting. I'll have to check that out. That would certainly be something. Okay, so I'm looking here, so that's cool. I'm like, wait a minute. What? So there's like 3 little dots here? Sure looks like they were dirt mounds to me of some sort. I mean, I don't know. There's like bedrock here, it looks like. Maybe. This is just naturally, I don't know, the Orion's belt, right? So I'm like, well, that'd be really weird if it was. And I'm like thinking to myself, okay, so in Egypt they had it upside down. And maybe this is right side up. So I start looking at it and I'm like, yeah, this looks like it's, could be those, whatever the things are that are under the belt. There's a mound over here. That certainly could be something. There's these little things here. I don't know what that is. And, and then I'm like, okay, well, let's look for Betelgeuse, because Betelgeuse is huge, right? So before I even tried doing a layout or anything, or an overlay, I'm just trying to judge here, okay, so Betelgeuse, I don't know, could be somewhere over here, maybe over here, I don't know, something like that. And this would be right around where Bellatrix is. So I thought that was cool. So then I'm looking a little farther, and I realized that her eyesight is right along one of the horns of Taurus, or one of the longer portions of Taurus. I think they are usually referred to as the horns, but so her eyesight is like Taurus, which makes sense because she's made of Earth, and Taurus is an Earth sign. I don't know what it is and what that particular space in the sky is to Vedic or other cultures, but I'm sure it's important in some fashion because the Pleiades is there. And if you look, almost exactly when I started doing overlays, and I probably just haven't done it right yet, the Pleiades lines up almost perfectly right here, and that sure does look like a few little spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, maybe a couple more. It looks like Pleiades to me. Like there's no other place like that anywhere nearby. Okay, so then I did overlays, and I have one sort of hodgepodge one here. It's got 2 overlays on it. I don't think I can change their opacity currently. No. See if I go to the stickers, if I can. No. Okay. Alright, well anyways. So I'll do one of these where I mess around with it before it's saved as a thing, so we can all kind of play and see what's up. But so I lined it up, the one, I think the one that's, well, let's see. I think the bigger one is the more accurate one, although they're both interesting. This is Sirius. So Sirius is right in this guy's eye here, right? So Sirius, like, to me, knows love. Obviously, it's all snuggled right in with it. And then if you look here, let's see on the bigger one, that Rigel? Rigel is out past... Oh, it's up here. Is out past this area. I don't see any certain marker for it on there. I mean, probably I'll need to align it to this because I should get to the most fantastic parts about this before I start showing the ridiculous overlays that I will do better. But this area here, oh, I suppose I should leave that open, huh? It could be useful. Alright, so this does actually have it on here. Oh, here it says it right here. Barnard's Loop comes down around here. And then there's another Rosetta Nebula or whatever up here. Also, both of these placements very interesting on the dog. Because in one he has Betelgeuse at his heart, in one he has it in his, I don't know, range where he could hear it, I guess, his ocular area. Ocular, that's eyes. I'm smart. I swear. Alright. Anyways, so let me pull up. I apologize also for the for the road sound. I like to have the windows open at all times of the year, and there is a very busy highway right outside the window. Oh, here we go. So, let me find an upright version of it. Oh, you know what? I have a better plan. Better plan. Stellarium. Vega. Freaking awesome. Love this star system. Okay, so let's go find Orion. There he is. Alright, we zoom in. We don't get to see Barnard's Loop on here, but if we zoom in a little bit more there, you can see it at a close range, and here, right here, is the Horsehead Nebula. So, there's the Horsehead Nebula, right? Could it be a dragon, maybe? Interesting as well. Okay, but anyways, Horsehead Nebula is what we called it, right? Right by Alnitak. If I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. And then if you go to this area in Canada that I found, and you look at Barnard's Loop, kind of right by where Alltrails would be, there's this little pyramid, volcano, island with a tree on it. I don't know what it is, but it's a shape, and it appears to be surely pointing out this way, right about where the Horsehead Nebula is. And interesting, that's where the horse geoglyph is. I mean, I presume these are geoglyphs. They could be nature-made, certainly. I mean, I guess people are natural too, so I don't know what kind of nature created these geoglyphs, but I mean, it's awesome. Let's see, was there anything else about there? I mean, there's just tons and tons of really interesting stuff about this area. And what I'll do often is I will listen to mythology, and I will find new things going on in this area, like through the Emperor's, the Emperor tale or whatever. I was seeing this guy as the Emperor, I don't know if you see his face, eyes, nose, mouth. He seems to be chatting. And this has the same sort of mind thing here, and I don't know if he has looks like he has a flower maybe instead of a seed, so his mind is perhaps open, it's growing, whereas the other one was just a seed and hadn't grown yet. I don't know. That's neat to think about. Okay, so anyways, so I saw this guy as the Emperor in the tail, and it's the Jade Emperor. So I saw that guy as the Jade Emperor in the tail, and this is the, there, you can see better without the clouds. It's his eyes, nose, mouth, speech. Like, I feel like you can even see his speech here. But anyways, he's talking to this here who, in the story, he calls on a mountain god, I think it was. Yeah, mountain god. So he calls on this mountain god to trap the dragon. Okay. So, I don't know, maybe it's a forgiving, loving god. And he sort of held it like he loved it or something. I don't know. But so I'm seeing this as the mountain god. Okay. And somewhere in here, can I turn off? Alright, I was checking to see. I thought maybe I could turn off the trail markers for the moment. But anyways, so somewhere on him, I think it's right here, maybe not, I saw the Pope, or a Pope, and I saw one of them, he was wearing a mitre cap. Must not be that guy. I don't know why I can't see him now. It's the interesting thing about art, I guess. Pareidolia, I think is what they call it, when you see things on the earth, or even shapes in other things, or whatever. Yeah, I don't see... I'm seeing lots of animal shapes. Like I see a lion or a puma or something, or maybe even here, if you have it a little shorter, it looks like a tiger. So you're gonna pause and stuff, and there's another one there, and there was some kind of creature here, dog maybe. So anyhow, this mountain god traps the dragon by trapping in other mountains, and then they make 4 rivers. Four rivers. The dragons make 4 rivers. Well, there's 4 rivers. Just a cool area that I'm doing a lot of research on. I sent letters to bunches of people, emails to bunches of people, shared photos with a bunch of people. I sent, I finally found the right person in the heritage protection folks in this area. They didn't care because it didn't look like there was dwellings here. Anyway, sorry, it just looked like a spot where there could be dwellings. So, And then, so there's bunches of other cool stuff with that. And then, oh, I can't show you on this map. I have to go. I think we have to go to Google Earth, and if I knew how to, can I just I do that? What? No, they're all still there. Oh, there we go. Okay, ta-da. See if I can find her. Also, where the two total solar eclipses cross, somewhere in this area here. There's a whole bunch of really neat stuff going on, and I don't know if I can zoom to the right level to find it, but there's like a giant lady who looks like she's armored. That looks like Toothless. The dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. Let's see. Well, anyway, she's there somewhere. And I had followed her all the way across over here. Same, what is it, longitude? Same longitude. I found this here, which looks like maybe it's got some sort of hat on. Face, there's nose, I don't know, is this a chin strap maybe? Could be. Kind of looked like a person. There's eye and nose and obviously all kinds of very interesting things over there anyways. But in the world of as above, so below, I suppose we could take a quick trip through. So this is the Minnesota River, which is pretty awesome. I'm guessing it is pointing to something in this general vicinity. Cool. Anyways, that's the Minnesota River, and the Mississippi River starts up in somewhere up there. I should know because I live here, but it comes down through here, and the Minnesota and the Mississippi. This is the Minnesota, and this is the Mississippi. Adorable. They sort of meet here. Neat little energy upwelling. Kind of looks like, isn't there some kind of temple or hat that is shaped like that? Anyways, I should also turn should we clean? Yeah, you can kind of see. But then you got your Mississippi gets bigger and tinier in different places. Goes on down here. Also, is it around here? There's somewhere, it's either up by Canada or down here where there's another adorable dragon. Like, this looks like a dragon to me. Pretty. Okay, so then here the river exits. So there's your kind of as above fresh water flow to here, which I don't know where the Nile starts, but I thought it was somewhere. I don't know, somewhere. I know the guys from Top Gear like to find it. But anyhow, it comes up here. So here's the so below, which makes sense then. that Orion is upside down here because it's a so below. And then, oop, hello. And then he'd be upright over here because that would be an as above. So that'd be hilarious if the Mississippi's actual origins is like way over here. But anyways. Okay. So, right, and presumably there'd be some other equally interesting thing down here that leads up to the mouth of the Nile. But so here I found the coolest thing. Okay, this looks like an Arabian, right? They're a little different than other horses. They only have they have one vertebrae less, I think, in their backs. There's a lot of actually really cool horses in the desert. I forget what they're called, Mowari or something like that. They have weird little ears, and Akaltekis, I don't know if they're from here, but they're cool. They have a really neat hair that lets light shine through it, or their genetics have it. It's in other horses as well. Then, okay, look here. There's a freaking cobra, all like hooded out. Right? It's got its tongue out. See its eye, you can see its nose, mouth is pretty darn clear. I mean, that's cobra. Then you have this guy here. Here's his nose. Looks like you can see his lips and his chin. And see his forehead, and it looks like hair, and maybe a cloak or a cape of some sort. Could be a girl too. I don't know. I'm not trying to be sexist. I just, when my brain thinks a thing, I don't argue with it necessarily. Let's see. So yeah, you got the Arabian, the snake, the man. And I think that's about all of the super interesting quick stuff I have to show. I don't even know how long. 37 minutes? Okay, that's not too bad for a little intro. No, I have, there are a lot of people, I'll listen to people's videos and sort of follow stuff on Google Earth. There's a little smiley face there. Also, there's this adorable pink elephant right here. I never even noticed it. From this distance, it looks like its trunk reaches all the way over to here. That's cool. Time to figure out where that is. Hilarious. Hilarious. Oh, that's adorable. So, anyways, yeah, pink elephant. And I don't know what this was over here, but it looks like something. Mouth and a face, eyes, almost like a monkey. It's like Hanuman. With the guru behind him, maybe. The higher mind. Let's see. I probably said like I don't even know if I count that high. Many times on here. Let's see if I can find that lady quick. There's this one too here. This is on the back of the dragon. Almost looks like this. front of it looks like a dragon, but it also looks like a lady with really fluffy hair. Is that a duck? I also find it interesting that Lake Superior is pointing. And then there's Mille Lake. I don't remember if there was anything. Perhaps this string of lakes here. Oh, Alexandria. They have a runestone that was found nearby. I think it was nearby, somewhere between these two or something like that. Or between these three here. There was a runestone called the Kensington runestone found, and some people think it's fake. The poor guy, I think his last name was Omen, and I think he went to, I don't think he made it before anybody decided it was real, but then, I don't know what his name is, but there's at least one guy I've seen who does like the Oak Island stuff, and he does Rosicrucian stuff, like research on it. But he also researched the Kensington runestone, and he thought it was real. So that's kind of a neat adventure if you ever want to learn about people who were here before the 1800s, I guess. I mean, it was back in, like, I forget, it was dated. It's a long time ago. Like, before anybody was settled here, probably. Maybe there were natives here. I have no idea. I don't know these things. So anyways, that's probably, that's a good start. I'm sure I have given you the long Minnesota goodbye. You're all awesome. Also, this is a really pretty spot here. Almost looks like if Earth made a wave. Pretty. Okay. Well, let's kind of just, I wanted to make sure to show that to everybody. Oh, cool. What is that, a gazelle or something? Or a horse, maybe? Oh, that's cool. A bird upside down. Neat. But if I post anything else, it'll be just like more just random, kind of just going researching, or if I find something neat in an area, like this whole area up here, if I find anything more, like I hope I can find that spot again that looked like it had dwellings in it. That's neat. Well, what is that? That's weird. I mean, obviously I go to Alltrails and figure it out, but yep, it's a neat area. The whole planet is a neat area. I wonder if it's right there. And I guess we'll see if whatever else I find I'll post. Kind of quiet and kind of shy. I don't have a lot of time to do things currently, or space for that matter. So I guess we'll go on another adventure some other time. Oh, that looks like a really pretty tree. Look at that. Like here's the trunk and the branches. I don't know what this. Oh, that's the branch. Duh. That's cool. Pretty. Alright. Well, I hope that was at the very least interesting to somebody. And I'm gonna keep looking for stuff. Oh, look, there's a doggy. Could possibly. Could be a wolf, I guess. It's a heart. Makes sense. Alright.